Talking to Coach Lashley, we asked about taking best players available versus specific needs at different positions. Within your group, did you identify a certain number of tackles, certain number of interior guys that you wanted?
You know what, big thing we want to value, we always want to value tackles over everything else. And then we always value guys who are versatile and can play multiple positions. And I think when you look at all the guys we signed, all four of those guys can play multiple positions. That was important. And then really all of those guys in high school played tackle. So I think that was kind of some important points we wanted with that. Again, not saying we want to take a center down the line here or there, but we feel like the tackle is probably the one position that you have to have the most unique traits to kind of play, and then we can work in from there. And really, all four of those guys fit those characteristics.
And obviously, all big, strong guys, but you do have a couple guys with college experience. And am I right that offensive line is a group that specifically benefits from being able to wait for a year or two and get used to the timing and the chemistry with the guys next to you, as well as adding strength?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about playing early in college football and on the offensive line is usually there's for every position you've got to learn the speed of the game, the playbook, et cetera, et cetera. The offensive line, you have to learn that. Plus, you have to have the physical element of being big and strong enough to play the position. So I think very rarely do you see a guy that can bring both things to the table day one. And then I think that's the advantage that comes getting a college transfer is they have both those things in place. Now, as far as changing terminology and those things, that's my job to get that done. But usually having played, that learning curve is a whole lot quicker.
Your two transfers coming in, both from Oklahoma. If I'm not mistaken, Anderson committed first and then Savion Byrd a little while later. Did Anderson help bring Byrd with him?
Yeah, it was kind of both that weekend when they decided. Actually, Savion was a couple hours before Nate. Savion had committed to us verbally. He didn't release it until after that, but it was the same weekend when they both visited, and they were both different journeys and different experiences. I think the biggest thing for those, they were just looking for more opportunity, and there was a chance to get more opportunity and be closer to home.
But they didn't visit that weekend saying we're a package deal. You're getting both of us or neither of us.
Not at all. They're good friends. They're close, but they were looking into their own journey as far as checking out schools.
Apart from his name, what do you like about King Large?
You know, the Kings played high-level high school football 2 years ago at Bosco. They were the best team in the country, and he's starting left tackle on that team. And then you look on the film, he played some guard some against modern day's best D tackle because that's what they needed to do for that game. So you see that versatility. He's a guy who's played against the best high school competition in the country because not only they play the top California schools, they go throughout the country and play. They've played games in Florida, they've played games in Texas, so that he's experienced as good of competition as he could have in high school, and he's succeeded every step of the way with that, and then the versatility that goes with that. Just a guy like that is not going to be scared of the environment, scared of the challenge, scared of trying to come in and compete and get a job.
Coach Lashley was talking about how much recruiting has changed in the era of the transfer portal. You had, obviously, Hiron White graduated. I think Marcus Bryant's moving on. The scouts certainly knew about Justin Osborne. Was any part of your recruiting spent recruiting your own guys to stay?
Yeah, well, Marcus Bryant's still around. He's still with us. Yeah, I mean that's always something important. Is you have to make sure that you have a good relationship with your guys, and you have to treat them right. And you have to they've got to feel that you're developing, you're going to continue to grow their game. That's definitely part of what you got to do. You can't ignore that. You can't ignore the home front. And I feel like we've got a good core of guys who are happy about being at SMU and are excited about the future of what we're doing.